Okay, buckle up because today we are diving headfirst into the future. Get this. Our source material is a channeled message from 2044.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From the future?
from the future.
Yeah.
I know, channeling. Right. But hold on, before you hit that next episode button, just hear me out, because this message, well, it paints a wild picture of what could be.
It really does. This message comes from someone called Jemmy, supposedly a 23-year-old in, get this, 2044, and she used, well, some pretty high-tech stuff to tune into a gathering of, and this is where it gets interesting, something called Shambra.
Shambra.
Yeah, basically a global community all about exploring consciousness, personal growth, that kind of thing.
Okay, so not your typical Tuesday night.
No, not at all.
So, full disclosure, we're talking about a potential future here. Not saying this is definitely happening.
Yeah.
But, it's fun to explore these ideas, see what sparks our imaginations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jamie, our friend from the future, describes 2044 as this golden age of technology. And, when you think about how much tech has changed even in our lifetime, it's not that far-fetched. Remember life before smartphones?
Yeah.
Feels like ancient history,
I
right?
know, right?
But Jamie takes it a step further.
She does. She's talking about a world where technology is, well, it's not just advanced, it's woven into everyday life.
Yeah.
Imagine medicine tailored to your DNA, AI composing symphonies, or even virtual reality experiences that feel, I don't know, realer than real.
Okay, that actually reminds me, Jamie's specifically talks about AI, or as they call it in 2044, just technology. And she's saying it becomes this powerful force for good, which is interesting, right? Because right now there's a lot of anxiety about AI. What do you think about that?
It's fascinating. It's like she's suggesting that AI, it isn't something to be scared of, but a tool that can help us reach our full potential as humans. Imagine AI helping us tackle things like climate change or, curing diseases, even bridging the gaps between cultures. Of course, we can't just ignore the ethical side of developing AI.
Exactly. But here's where things get really interesting. Jamie throws in this whole thing about quantum computing, saying it's going to explode onto the scene very, very soon, like 2026, soon.
Yeah, really soon.
And she makes it sound like it's going to be even bigger than the internet.
And she's right to emphasize that. Because quantum computing, well, it has the potential to be completely revolutionary. Just think about, well, any field you're interested in, really. Quantum computing could change everything we know about it. It's like, I don't know, it's like handing humanity the keys to unlock all these scientific mysteries.
That's one way to put it. But along with this whole tech utopia thing, Jamie also describes 2024 as a time of, and I quote, organized chaos. She talks about systems crumbling, divisions getting deeper, this feeling of being on the edge of something huge. Does that resonate with you at all? I have to say, things feel pretty chaotic even now, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's a feeling a lot of people are experiencing right now, I think. Just look around. The political landscape, the economy, the climate crisis, it can feel pretty overwhelming. But Jamie, she also noticed this other tension, something brewing beneath the surface. It's like a clash between the people clinging to the past and those who are running headfirst into the future.
Yeah, and we see that everywhere, don't we? And it's
Yeah.
not just in politics. It's about how we approach change itself. Some people digging their heels in, others, well, they're strapping on their jetpacks and blasting off. Where do you see yourself on that spectrum?
Yeah, it's a big question, isn't it? Where do we stand? How do we face the unknown? And it feels like that's what Jamie's pointing to, that how we navigate this tension, this uncertainty, well, it shapes everything. It shapes the reality that unfolds.
It's like we're choosing between different futures, right here, right now. And speaking of futures, this is where Jamie's story gets really, really interesting. She talks about this pivotal moment, a global shift. It happens around 2032, 2033. And suddenly humanity experiences this surge of compassion, tolerance, understanding.
Yes, it's a fascinating part of her message, like a collective awakening, humanity suddenly blossoming, embracing empathy, a global shift towards
It's
understanding.
a pretty wild idea, right? The
Yeah.
whole planet just takes a deep breath and chooses, I don't know, love over fear. But here's the thing. Even in Janie's time, no one knows for sure what caused this shift. It's like their biggest historical mystery.
Jamie mentions a few theories, each one more intriguing than the last. Some people in her time, they believe it was divine intervention, like a cosmic reset button. Others talk about a charismatic leader, a woman from Africa who sparked this global awakening. There's even talk of, well, extraterrestrial involvement.
Aliens guiding us towards enlightenment. Okay, I have to admit, I kind of like that one.
It's a compelling narrative, but of course, we can't rule out the possibility that it was, a perfect storm, social and technological factors all converging.
Right.
But the theory that Jamie seems to resonate with most is that human consciousness itself. It reached a tipping point.
Like we were talking about before, that clash between holding on and letting go. Maybe enough people just decided to embrace change, to choose compassion. And that created this ripple effect. It transformed the energy of the planet.
Exactly. Jamie calls it a 100th Monty effect. You've heard of that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a critical mass of individuals embrace a new way of being, and boom, it triggers a collective shift. And get this, she believes that the advancements in technology, especially AI, it actually amplified the shift, made the impossible possible.
That's an amazing thought, that technology, if we use it consciously, ethically, it can actually help us evolve as a species. Like we have the tools to create a better future. It all comes down to the choices we make,
Hmm.
individually and together. So we've got this global shift towards compassion, maybe even amplified by tech. But what does it actually look like day to day? Paint us a picture of this 2044. What's it like?
Well, Jamie describes a world where technology has basically, it's limited humanity from the daily grind. No more 9 to 5s. Imagine that. Instead, you have advanced tech taking care of all the basic needs, providing abundance for everyone.
So hold on, abundance for everyone. We're talking like no poverty, no hunger. That's a big leap.
It sounds pretty utopian, right? But Jamie's clear that this abundance, it's not just material stuff. It's about creativity flourishing, self-discovery, spiritual exploration. People are free to pursue their passions, connect with each other on a deeper level, really explore the depths of consciousness.
Okay, now we're talking. This is sounding less like a tech utopia and more like, I don't know, consciousness renaissance. She even mentions interdimensional communication. Like we're not just texting across state lines, we're talking across realities.
Exactly. She describes it as a natural progression of expanding consciousness. Once humanity taps into its collective potential for, well, compassion, creativity, the doors to other dimensions, they just start to open.
Wow, okay, that's a lot to take in. It's kind of exhilarating, a little bit daunting, right?
Yeah.
To think that the choices we make now could affect not just the planet, but our access to like other realms of existence.
It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? But maybe the most fascinating part of Jamie's message is what she says about the people who resisted the shift, the ones who clung to negativity, the self-serving behaviors, all that. She says they couldn't thrive in this new reality.
Right, like the rules of the game had changed, and their old ways of operating, it just didn't work anymore.
Yeah, it backfires. She uses this analogy of trying to plant a seed in concrete. The environment itself, it wouldn't support that kind of energy.
So it's not just about building cool technology, is it? It's about aligning our intentions, our actions with something, well, something more compassionate, more conscious.
Exactly. Our energy, our choices, they ripple outwards. They shape the world around us.
This whole deep dive, wow, it's been a whirlwind. Channeled messages, quantum leaps in tech, interdimensional possibilities, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But if I'm taking away one thing from all of this, it's that the future isn't something that just happens to us. We are creating it every single day with every thought, every action, every choice we make.
It's a powerful thought, isn't it? We have more agency than we think. So as you're going about your day, ask yourself, what kind of future am I creating? For myself, for the people around me, for the world.
That is definitely a question worth pondering. A huge thank you to all our listeners for joining us on this deep dive into the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep your eyes on the horizon.